Hello, good morning, good morning. Julie, of course, from Breakthrough Real Estate Agents, and I'm happy to be here. Today we are going to explore some AI, right? We're going to take a deep dive into, well, not even a deep dive. We've only got less than 30 minutes here with us today, but we're going to explore three AI platforms, okay? Now, full disclosure, I am not an AI expert, okay? I know what I need to know in order to do what I need to do as far as what I need it to do with, okay? And as you know, anyone who hangs around with me knows that I'm not too big on a lot of automation. I know there are some people out there that claim that they have replaced their $60,000 assistant, $60,000 a year assistant. There was a post in one of the other groups about this, with completely AI. Well, I don't know. In my opinion, somebody's got to monitor the AI, right? There's always somebody has to program the AI, somebody has to monitor it, and somebody has to pick up when the AI leaves off because we are still in a human relationship business. Okay. Now, so that being said, let me say I am not an AI expert, but I have been using AI probably about a year and a half before even the first word chat GPT was typed into a post in these groups. Okay. So I have been playing with an AI service for a little while, doing my copy, of course, for my landing pages, my marketing ads. It's great for copy, right? That's what I use mine for. So I do have a paid version. So of course you understand that there are free versions with all of these platforms, and then there are paid versions which are more robust. So I suggest that you explore a couple of different platforms and decide on which one you're most comfortable with, and perhaps pull the trigger, especially the more and more you become comfortable with using, especially the free version. Now, there's only free cheese that's put in the trap, isn't there? So it's going to be a limited version of what you get to have when you pay for it. Good morning, Kelly. How are you? I think Kelly uses a Copy AI. Do you not? That's the one that I use. It's called Copy.ai. We're going to look at that one today. And of course, I'm going to tootle around Chat GPT. And we're going to take another look at one called Bard, B-A-R-D. Okay. So Copy AI is the one that I am more familiar with. That's the one that I have been using for several years now. Okay. I was introduced to it, of course, through the coaching world and the digital course creators. So I have, like I said, I've been using a copy service for several years now. Okay. Okay. That Kelly, I figured out how to use Chat GPT and Copy AI and to bulk create posts in Canva. Okay. Good. Okay. So we're going to explore some things that you can do to create copy. Now, let me just reiterate this for you. Okay. This is my thoughts so far on this AI stuff, right? I have been kind of watching and monitoring, when in the real estate section, of course, we're used to longer scripts on landing pages when we're trying to be pitched something, right? But the consumer isn't, all right? So in my opinion, from what I've observed so far, you have to be careful because even though that script that it spits out for you, the property description, the Facebook ad description, whatever you're prompting it for, it can get a little winded, right? It can get a little long. I don't know if you've noticed it, but when I'm looking at properties, for example, in MLS now, I can tell when that property's description is AI generated. I can just tell. Can't you? Right? It's long. It's almost too perfect, So there's that. And I don't know about you, but I don't have the attention span. I don't have the attention span to get through, a property description like this in MLS. I can't tell you if the consumer is consuming that content or not, but I know that I'm not. Okay. I scan the listing for what I need to look at. And I might scan it through to see if there's any mention of any features in addition to the facts, that I'm looking for. But beyond that, I can't get through that fluff. I just can't. Okay. And in my opinion, also, I have noticed that I don't feel like it converts very well. It gets very long-winded, like I said. So I think the conversion ratio is down. So that's kind of one of the differences in these platforms, or at least maybe it's a difference because I have a paid version and I have more features in one of the platforms, the platform that I use, Copy.ai. So I'm going to share screen and I'll show you that. I'll tootle around. You may have more features and more tools for a paid version than an unpaid version. Okay. Now let me, give me 1 second here. And I want to come over here. There was a question in chat that I want to address if I can. Wearing all of the hats in our real estate business is really hard. What systems would you implement to save time, assist with follow-up, help with getting tasks done, and get more listings? Okay, everybody's out there for more listings. More listings, you've got to put the work in personally. Like I said, I'm not a bot person. If you're interested in bots and automation like that, I'm not your girl. It's not my jam. Okay. I do use automations to a certain extent. What I do in my six-figure system can be scaled. I have had the great experience of working with Amber Boyd, and she's jumped into the six-figure system. And that girl came in with an email list of 20,000 people. And when we launched her first heartfelt email, see, I don't do a lot of automations. I automate it, but it's still heartfelt, right? You have to keep that feeling in your brand. Otherwise, I don't know, you really have to build the relationship. And yes, you can use automations like a heartfelt email. I'm not talking about drip email campaigns. So those of you who know me know that I do not even do drip email campaigns. Okay. So, but there are systems out there that I love that do create a moderate amount of automation. And that's enough for what I need it to do. Okay. I'm not there to replace a $60,000 assistant with automations. I can't even stand to use the self-checkout in the Walmart. Now, trust me, I understand that probably AI is going to take over the world someday, but today, it's a tool that I'm using, and I use it a little bit more each day. Okay. So I will tell you, for example, I'm going to address that question, save time and implement and help with tasks. I'll give you one tool that I use when I had a staff and I had to monitor everybody's activity and had to assign and delegate tasks to. If you want a little bit of automation on that platform in your business, check out something called Monday.com. Okay. That was a task, platform. And if you've got a team in place and you're delegating and you need to monitor things like that, check out Monday.com. Okay. That can automate a task delivery system of checklists, everything. It was good. Okay. So there's that little nugget for you. Okay. Now, all right. So I'm going to share screen here real quick, and we're going to take a peek at some of these and tootle around inside of them and see what we can find. Okay. Got your share screen. Okay. So this first one is Bard, BAR.google.com is how I got to it. I think Nicole, if I'm not mistaken, prefers this one. She's the one that mentioned it to me. Now, like all of them, you've got down here, enter a prompt at the very bottom. This is where you would start. And a prompt is pretty much, a direction, a command, giving it a command. It's computer generated. So just give it a command, right? So that's how you would begin to use these services. Another one here is, of course, the one everyone talks about is ChatGPT. Go ahead and open an account. All of these have free accounts, and it's a little bit more robust. I think it's giving you some direction down here at the bottom, to create the prompts. It's all about the prompts. Okay. Now, what is a prompt? What is a prompt? I put that in the posts. Let me just pop over here so I can read it real quick. A prompt is a command that you're going to give it. It's going to be, generate a response is a prompt. Okay. Questions, statements, other words intended to speak creativity and thought. Now, you can dive deep into a couple of these or choose one. Like I said, choose one. This is the one I chose. But they're getting, this was very rudimentary about 4 years ago when I started using it. Today, you can create a brand voice. I have not even gone through this process myself because it's a tool. I haven't really dug deep into it. Like I said, I use it for what I need it to use it for, and that's it so far. I absolutely create my landing pages, all of my Facebook marketing, that kind of stuff. But the reason why I like this one is because it has a set of tools over here. So if I wanted to create a Facebook post, there we go. All I have to do is click on primary text, and it's going to generate Facebook primary text for me. Okay. And it's a shorter version. All right. So if I say, what's my product name here? If I put, let's see, 1380 Lodge Terrace, or if I just put Altona, Florida, and I'm going to say, it says, describe your product, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with new flooring, interior paint. You don't have to expand on this. It's going to do that for you. So I'm just listing a few facts here. I'm just throwing stuff in here. So you're just throwing your content in here. Fenced yard, for example, if I could go yada, yada, yada right here, I would, but I'm going to throw in a few more things. New appliances and a price. This is a fictitious listing. I'm just throwing this together. Okay. All right. So down here, I've got some tones. Okay. It tells me I can choose a tone: friendly, luxury, relaxed, professional, bold, adventurous, witty, persuasive, or empathetic. Okay. So I'm going to choose persuasive. Since I'm writing an ad, I would want it to be persuasive, wouldn't I? And then I click the go button. Right? And then it's going to, and it's magically creating copy for me. And it's going to come up. Now, because I have created Facebook primary ad text in this particular database, this is the one I use. This is the paid version. Okay. So you may or may not have these tools in the free version, but I do pay for Copy AI because I do use it a lot. Okay. I create a lot of Facebook ads, and of course, everything else to do with real estate and coaching. Okay. So these are short snippets specifically created and designed for your Facebook ad. Okay. And you have the ability here to make more like this. You can save this, you can copy it, or you can remove it. You can even pop in here and edit it. Now, it's not going to be perfect because it's just creating content. So you may have to come in here and edit it a little bit. So you can do that as well. And when you copy it, you've got a little, editor over here that you can put it to the side. You can also save it. And when you do that, it's up here right in your saved folder for this. You can title this at the top. Thing, right? If you're going to create a folder for a property, for example, you would label it, because once you start creating, you do go through this process. If you want to try a different tone, right? I can pop through this pretty quickly, when I'm creating ads and that kind of stuff. Scan through it, see if there's anything I like. I save it. I'll save several variations, and then I can come over here and maybe tweak and combine the two descriptions to really develop what I want, until I'm comfortable with what I want. Okay. So just understand that I've got lots of different, I can do product descriptions. I can do, this used to open up wide before they started the other chat and workflows, and they've really added a lot into this since I have been using this. The brand voice, that's something new. It wasn't there when I first started using it, right? I mean, so it's advancing. It's advancing. And, as much as I would like to deny, but we can't, can we? AI is here to stay. It's not going to go away. And you would be prudent to dip your toes into one that you are comfortable with and use on a regular basis. Okay. Now, unless you're going to use it very consistently, it would never be worth it for you to pay $49 a month for that copy service. Just use the free version unless you are running targeted ads consistently, like a lot of my students run consistent targeted ads. So they are constantly creating, new content and creatives for their marketing ads, and also their organic evergreen marketing system that we have, right? You need a lot of content for that, trust me, because it's organic and it's free. And if you don't have that kind of mechanism in your business, I suggest you get serious and you pop $197 and you join us next week in creating a six-figure system for your business. For $200, you can get the whole shebang, all the instructions, all the video. And next week, I'm going to dive deep live with you and walk you through it step by step. Now, I do that quarterly for my product owners, right? So you can absolutely DIY that whole thing if you'd like, and jump into the live trainings that are offered to you free always. Okay. Now, if you want to fast track it, yep, I'm available. I do one-on-one coaching and I do a group coaching for, half the price if that's your budget. Okay. So I try to touch everyone's need to move your business forward, but you need to have a definite system for your business that is marketing you 24/7 organically and reaching cold audiences through a paid targeted ad. Okay. If you want to scale your business, you're not going to do it without that. Okay. All right. All right. Good. Is there any other questions? Anything else I can answer? Let me tootle around here one more time to these different platforms and see if I can reiterate anything else. Of course, Copy AI is my favorite. And when you label it, you've got your projects here. So, these are all, as you can see, I've been using it quite a lot since, I guess, 2021, or since I discovered, how to keep these. I do delete them. They're easy to delete right here. Let's see. Let me see if there's something, basic Facebook ad. Here we go. See, I would rename or move the folder, or I can delete the folder here. Okay. Infobase. I'm going to have to explore this a little bit. I'll probably go through some of their training videos here, and I'll eventually create a brand voice, I guess, and play around with a little bit more since I do pay for this tool. Okay. Here's chat. Now these are the, let's see. Let's see. Add engagements, and you can you'll clear it. Let me see. I guess it looks like these are all of the prompts that I've used. And if I wanted to create a new chat, there it is right there at the top. And there it is. You just tell it exactly what to do. That is the prompt. Okay. So it's either, and you can get very extensive if you want to say, rewrite this in a more persuasive tone. Boom, drop your copy in there, let the AI rewrite it. You could say, give me 3 variations of this particular script. Boom, dump that in there. These are the prompts. So you have to think in terms of computer minds, right? Give it very specific. Generate a Facebook ad description for this property address, like you saw me do, and put the words in there for it. But, I promise you, this is going to get a little bit more lengthy. Let me see if I can go back over here real quick. And let me get to my projects so I can get back to this testing folder. Now let me show you the difference here. I'm going to take, shoot, I dropped it. Okay, well, I'm just going to take this script from Copy AI and let's see what ChatGPT does. I could say, write a revised version of this description. And I'm going to drop my copy right there. Okay. Now, trust me, I have absolutely seen, or I'm seeing more and more of all the automations that can be done with X. So you can see available for media. It's a little bit more lengthy, isn't it? All right. If you were to compare the two, you can see this is stretched out into 3 paragraphs. Okay. So be careful of that if you're using the free version of ChatGPT. In my opinion, it gets a little wordy. Okay. And so just kind of snip it out and look what you're looking for. Okay. And Brad, I mean, I can honestly, I've never even really used Brad, but I'm going to copy and paste the same prompt into Brad and let's compare that one too. Let's see what it does. Okay. Wow. All right. That's impressive, I think. That gives you bullet points there. There you have it. All right. Nicole prefers Bard. I keep calling it Brad, but it's Bard, BARD .google.com. Okay. So I like that one too. All right. So there you have it. I mean, there are 3 different platforms that we have explored and you shouldn't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of this AI. Go ahead and find one that you're comfortable with. And, the more and more you use it, the more and more comfortable you'll become with it. How have you tried the AI options have I tried the AI? No, I have not. So that's interesting too. Are they creating, I've thought about that, I'd like your opinion. Actually, let me ask your opinion right now, because I have explored platforms that create the AI image, right? The person, and to create courses or training videos for your staff or your people or your agents. The AI, vision is there and you just type in your script. And so your AI reads out your script. All right. So I've explored a platform that does that. And that would be probably great for training videos or for agents, brokerages that are trying to train agents. And I questioned whether or not that would be acceptable for a digital course. My son seemed to think that nobody would want to pay for a digital course that was AI generated. I don't know. What do you think? I do have, of course, it's fully recorded. My 6-figure course is me, so that's what we went with. What do you think? Hey, Jen, love it. Oh, good. Hey, Jen, let me plug that in right now. I want to see what that is. Is it heyjen.com? Let me pull that up. Okay, let's take a peek at this. Thanks for that recommendation. Let me share screen real quick. And let's take a peek at that. There we go. No camera, no crew, no problem. This is one of those AI generated, if you wanted to create something that you can deliver to your customers, although I don't know, are they going to be receptive? I think that's what you have to understand. Is that going to be receptive if you get an AI generated videos going out to your customers? Okay, so think about that. I have a particular system, the way I do things, of course. And, when something works, I don't need to deviate it from it too much. I haven't over the years. And yes, even though I have dipped my toes in things like this, I dip my toes in new tools all the time. But, it's been a long time since I found anything that I needed to deviate from that I'm doing. And you know what? That helps me because I don't chase shiny objects. I really don't. Okay. Yep, I like to dip my toes into new tools like Copy AI and that kind of stuff. And if it works, it's great. It's a tool, but you have to decide if that tool is making you money or not. You really have to decide that. Is it providing you with time that saves you money, or is it creating money for you? Sometimes tools are just fluff. And sometimes they can be consolidated into other tools, and take a look at the whole pipeline and the process. Is it something that's necessary, or is it something that isn't? Okay. So those are some questions you want to ask yourself. I've had a lot of tools over the years that I have decided I just don't need anymore. I just don't need to put that kind of expense out there anymore. Right? For example, Monday.com, when I had a larger team in place and we began working remotely, it was a tool that, served its purpose. Then they increased the price. And then I took a hard look at it and figured we could do it differently, but because we were a small team, we weren't a large team. If we were a larger team, it would have probably been worth it. But for us, the increased price, it wasn't. But I loved the tool. Okay. All right. I think it will catch some point with real estate, but I think it should be us. I do too. I really do. Avatar through because I still don't like how I look on camera. Yes, it took me a long time to feel comfortable on camera. Absolutely. And I promise you, create yourself a group of one, a private group in Facebook, and practice going live in your own group. If you go live every day for 30 days, I promise you, you will feel more comfortable in front of the camera. Okay. That it takes that kind of work to do it. Trust me. The first digital course that I recorded and created, and of course, this is a prime example. When I first got inspired to teach online, right? My first digital course that I created, because I didn't hire a coach, I thought I could figure it all out by myself. And let me tell you, I attended probably, I want to say close to 25 free webinars. They only put free cheese in the trap. Okay. So, after going through and watching dozens and dozens and dozens of webinars to try and figure out how to create a digital course and sell it, I cut the corners and didn't hire a coach. So I figured that all out by myself, and it flopped. It failed. Instead of following my true passion, which really was coaching and teaching agents how to build their businesses, I wimped out and created a course for first-time home buyers. Well, the biggest part of learning how to launch and sell a course is to do your pre-marketing and determine if you have an audience for it, right? Just because we specialized in first-time home buyers doesn't mean somebody's going to pay for a digital course for first-time home buying. Okay, they just don't. And and let me tell you, the point of my story was being on camera, right? I recorded this entire course, and when I went to look at it and preview it, when the editing was done, the only thing that I could focus on was my broken fingernail. I had long red fingernails except for a broken fingernail. And when my hands were, on the desk, that's all I could see. I scrapped the whole video and only put my audio in there. All right. So I understand you're not comfortable in front of the camera, but I promise you, the more you do it, the more comfortable you become. And I promise you, the first 40 will suck. Okay. The first 40 that you will suck. Kelly's on here. Kelly has been with me since the beginning, since our group was called Kick Ass Real Estate Agents. That was my first group. And Kelly has been with me since. I can promise you, Kelly would probably say, yeah, her first 40 videos sucked. But I have come to become myself. I've just learned to become myself on camera, and hair and makeup helps. Hair and makeup helps. Okay. Yes, it's hard to piece ourselves together. It really is. When you're coaching with me, we have this unspoken rule. We don't have to do hair and makeup for each other. In our private coaching sessions, thank goodness we're all ladies. And sometimes we come on our coaching calls with wet hair just coming out of the shower. Who knows what, but we roll up our sleeves and get to work anyway, right? All right. So I have babbled enough. I hope you have gotten a little bit of a nugget today, and I hope you find a copy AI that you're comfortable with. And like I said, just use a free version until you feel it's worth it to pull the trigger and get that paid account. Okay. But it is more robust. The paid account is definitely more robust than what any of them will ever offer in the free version. Okay. All right. Any more questions? All right. I'm going to let you go. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Bye-bye.